tell you guys exactly why everyone's pregnant. What's up, Flomies? Good morning. It is early and we are about to go catch a flight. I am kind of rested, a little. I need sleep. This last couple of days has been crazy. We are gonna take a really short round trip to, drumroll, Colorado. Alex's game today is in Colorado. Now, when we were at the rodeo last night, it just like all of a sudden got extraordinarily cold. So I checked the weather last night in Colorado. It's 20 degrees. So I busted out my big boots. We are very excited. This will get Alex one step closer to a potential national championship in rugby. So here we go. We're gonna fly there, watch some rugby. He's gonna play some rugby and then fly right back. And don't worry, I'm gonna break down very soon why everyone is pregnant. It's actually the greatest thing in the world. I'll be back. Okay, I am here in gorgeous, sunny Glendale, Colorado, where Alex is playing rugby just right down the street. And I needed to pop this vlog together to tell you guys exactly why everyone's pregnant. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my breeding program because of course when I talk about pregnancy, I'm talking about horses. All of the brood mares in the back pasture that are not the main sisters, Niffy, Knick-Knack, and BABYFLO, all the mares in the back pasture actually all came into heat in the same week. We were super lucky. Stormy went straight to the breeding farm and we had to pick stallions stat. So I'm gonna show you how my mares are bred and what we bred them to. We use a process called Embryo Transfer on all of those 3 mares where they don't actually carry the babies to term. We use a surrogate mare that's flushed out of BABYFLO, Knick-Knack, and Neffy. We flush the embryo out of them, put it in the surrogate mare, and then they actually give birth to the baby. So as I'm looking at my breeding program going forward, I'm gonna be a lot more specialized and I'm starting to breed to a lot more high-end stallions that are a lot more recognizable. I'm just able to allot my budget in a different way by making my breeding program a little bit smaller. So before I completely condense everything down, my brood mares in the back pasture, there are 5. I'm going to sell off 4 of them. So I wanted to tell you guys about what they are in case you were interested, but if not, just let you guys know what I look for when I'm breeding my brood mares and let you know what I look for in pedigree. I will let you know what kind of mares I have in the back pasture. The first brood mare that we're gonna talk about is actually a thoroughbred. Now, a thoroughbred bred to a quarter horse gets you appendix papers, still recognized by the AQHA, but an appendix barrel horse, the only limitations are it's very hard to export them out of this country into other countries if you wanted to sell them, but if you're just doing a homegrown project like most of us are doing, you should be just fine, a-okay. Enchanted Landing is my first mare. She's thoroughbred. She is a really, really, really nice mare. Here's a picture of her at the racetrack. Super, super, super nice mare. The reason I got her is kind of through a racehorse rescue program. I decided that she would be a nice addition to my broodmare band and I would be rescuing a retired racehorse at the same time. So it worked out really good. They're extremely cost effective and you're doing a good deed at the same time when you're able to donate to these rescues. So I thought that was really cool. She's won quite a bit of money on the track, I think upwards of 30,000. So I figured she would be a nice cross on all the quarter horse stallions that I'm gonna breed her to. In the past, she has given us really, really, really nice babies. One of her babies I will be auctioning off on Facebook very soon. It's a yearling this year. And I will be breeding her this year, drum roll, to Slick by Design. Now, I love Slick by Design not only because I rodeoed with him, not just because he's got a Breyer horse like BABYFLO, but because the owners are amazing, the breeding farm is amazing to deal with, their entire staff. When you're breeding to any stallion, the experience that you get from the staff to the stallion owners needs to be congruent and you need to like everybody in the process because ultimately you will have complications along the way with one or more of your mares where you're not able to breed at that time or you couldn't get the stallion collected at that time. So you really want to make sure that you like everybody involved, you like the receptionist on to the vet, you like everyone. And with High Point Performance horses, they have so many different stallions for me to choose from that I can deal with a staff that's amazing and pick from what they have. So honest to goodness, I'm not sponsored, by the way, this is not a sponsored video. I prefer to pick out of the High Point Performance hat because they're so close to my facility, and even if they were far away, I know they would get everything shipped to me on time. So when breeding, that is so important. The reason that I'm breeding those two, one, Enchanted Landing is a brown mare, Slick is a black stallion. Typically I'm gonna get a dark rich bay that I can, you know, that will be really, really pretty. Slick's babies are always very, very beautiful. And I like color. If I'm gonna breed, I would like to breed knowing, because on BABYFLO, Neffy, and Knick-Knack, I'm gonna get sorrel, unless I breed to a Palomino stallion. So I like to have that diversification of a little bit of color, because if I've got my own breeding program, I might as well get exactly what I want. So I will be getting this mare in foal this week and then auctioning them off on Facebook all through the next couple of months in foal. Okay, the next mare we're gonna go to is a very special mare to my heart. This mare is not going to be for sale. She's got a lot of age on her, and we're coming down to maybe the last 1 or 2 babies that she's ever gonna have. And this is Chuck Norris's mom, Dawn's Victory. Now, Dawn's Victory was actually a rescue out of Hurricane Katrina, where I went down into that area and rescued her out of there. She's an ex-racehorse and a top-notch, out-of-this-world barrel horse. She runs to the left, and when I rescued her back to the ranch, I wanted to run barrels on her. That was my goal, was to get her fit back and do that. But she had a big-time breathing issue, a flapper issue, and I just didn't have the money to fix her. So she's been a brood mare ever since. She's produced amazing babies for us. If you remember way back in the day, Wheezy, Duty, and Chuck Norris. So we love Dawn's Victory. We think so much of her, and we've decided to breed her this year to Shawnee Bug Leo. Now, I already told you why I love choosing stallions that are at High Point, but this stallion would have been chosen either way. Shawnee Bug Leo is phenomenal. Now, I told you, typically when I breed for the public, I breed a little bit more for aesthetics and color than I breed for myself, because I'm used to having nothing but sorrel babies. So Shawnee Bug Leo is sorrel. Dawn's Victory is a chestnut mare, and they're ultimately going to have a sorrel variation baby. Now, Dawn's Victory does something really cool for me, and that's that she throws a lot of chrome out of nowhere. Chuck Norris has got big old stockings and all sorts of stuff, so I'm expecting her to have some quirky markings whenever that baby is actually old enough. So things I love about Shawnee Bug Leo is that he's 15'2". He's a racehorse. Dawn's Victory came off the race track. He's got a big speed index of 101. It's gonna be really desirable to me. I love that he's not a huge stallion. He is 15'2", but Dawn's Victory is like 16'2" to 16'3" hands tall, and she throws ginormous babies that we already know. So I know before we get started, this baby is going to be a monster. He's gonna be really, really big, but I think that the athleticism of Shawnee Bug Leo mixed with his agility is going to make for a really, really, really nice colt. Plus, I know that Dawn's Victory has got such a great mind. I can go saddle her out of nowhere just to pleasure ride her around 3 years from being saddled the first time and just jump on and have a great ride. She's an amazing mare. He is standing at High Point, and his stud fee is $2,500, and he right now has progeny earnings of over $472,000. Shawnee Bug Leo, as of his stats in 2015, had a percentage rate of 35% of money earners. So when you're looking at stud fees, the whole process is so expensive. You want to make sure that, one, you're dealing with really great people, two, that your odds are good. Don't just breed for fun, because you've got to put the same time into these babies, whether they're bred amazing or whether they're not, in order to get a quality baby. So I urge you, if you're going to do the breeding thing, make sure that you go to the top end of your budget that you can. Don't put yourself in a tight jam, because you've got to send these bad boys to get broke as 2-year-olds or 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds, whatever your preference is. And then many maintenance things come along. Plus, as with any great horse, medical expenses are going to come out of nowhere. So set a budget that's really realistic, and then go to the top end of that for the stud that you can afford. Because I feel like there's a lot of really great stallions for $500, $750 on up. Like, I mean, you can get into the Dash to Fames that are super expensive, but you know that you're gonna get a quality baby when it hits the ground. If you can afford it, I ain't mad at you. Go on and get you. The next mare that we're gonna talk about is my own daughter of One Hot Jose. She is phenomenal to look at. One of the prettiest horses on the place. She's this big, beautiful bay mare, extremely long mane. And if you don't know who One Hot Jose is, he goes back to Hollywood Done It. This is a performance-based horse as far as like cow work. So he has got his AQHA superior in heading, heeling, tie-down roping. He's earned points in halter, working cow horse, just you name it. One Hot Jose is really, really versatile. Plus, she's a retired barrel horse, so I knew that she had a really great foundation herself that she could pass on to some foals for me. When I bought this mare, she was in foal to a Streak of Fling, which I have a Streak of Fling filly now by her that is just absolutely gorgeous. The One Hot Jose mare, I am going to breed her to Slick by Design. And back to all the reasons why Slick by Design, but you know why. Okay, the next mare that we're gonna talk about is my mare, Sure Shot to Special. This mare is amazing. So she came to me in on training. The people were amazing to deal with. She had an amazing start, and the people loved her. As I started training her, we realized that she was really weak in the hind end and just not really gonna be performance horse material for her back end. She had had an injury and it just was not holding up. So the woman that owned her was insanely generous, and she just called me one day and she goes, if you'll use her as a brood mare, you can just have her. So I got Sure Shot to Special. She's an amazing mare. She's produced some really great babies for us. And I think one of her babies we'll be seeing on the rodeo road sooner than later. The colt looks amazing. So, Sure Shot to Special, here are her papers. And she is bay with a big blaze face and some chrome. I am going to be breeding her to HP Dash to Fiesta. So HP Dash to Fiesta is a sorrel stallion. He is insanely bred, okay? Dash to Fiesta, his sire is Dash to Fame, and his dam is Firewater Fiesta. Firewater Fiesta, if you don't know, is this amazing barrel horse that took Kelly Yates to multiple NFR qualifications and was one of the most favorite horses that all of us watched compete down the rodeo road. So I'm beyond proud to get a baby by HP Dash to Fiesta, and his breeding fee is $1,500. The next stallion that I'm gonna breed, I have two more mares. I don't have their papers in front of me, but I have two more mares I'm gonna be breeding. I will update you guys in a future vlog, but I am going to breed them to a stallion that I think is so cost effective and it's gonna be really nice. So one stallion that I'm gonna use for these two mares is Sly by Design. This is a beautiful black stallion. I believe this is his first year being bred, but his sire is Slick by Design, and his dam is Kelly's Chick. Kelly's Chick is Sky that Michelle McLeod took to the national finals and won a small fortune on. Her sire is Dark Kelly, which I love, and I get everything all in one. Plus, he's jet black, and I can get maybe a little bit of color added into my program. His stud fee is $1,000. I feel like that's gonna be a bargain. It'll probably only go up from there. The other stallion that I'm using for my breeding program is going to be for Nefertiti. And I didn't talk to you about her. I'm gonna make a whole BABYFLO vlog, crossing our fingers that she is pregnant and we flush an embryo this week. I will keep you guys posted. I won't tell you what she's bred to until she takes, but it was not a high point stallion that I bred BABYFLO to this time. Not a high point stallion. I will tell you all about it as soon as she is flushed. So either Knick Knack or Neffy is gonna have a Feel the Sting baby, and I'm very excited about Stinger. He's a high point stallion. He's a chestnut stud that Ryan Padone has been running at all the futurities, and he has been phenomenal. She took him to some rodeo performances and he just absolutely blew my mind. Feel the Sting is by Dash to Fame and out of Sherry Survey's legendary mare, Stingray. So some amazing things are gonna go down. Most of my babies are for sale. A lot of these brood mares are gonna be sold via my Facebook auction. I hope that you guys will join me there. A huge thank you and I love you to the High Point staff. I'm just like everybody else. Treat you the same as they treat me. They're amazing people. I will put their phone number up somewhere. Like I said, I'm not sponsored. I think I'm gonna get like maybe a hug or some flowers after this vlog, but I felt like you guys would wanna know exactly what I'm breeding to and why. I do all of my embryo flushes. A huge shout out to Graves Performance Horses. Curtis Graves' phone number here it is here. Visit them online, go like their Facebook page. If you want to do an embryo transfer and you want to learn more about that, give them a call. It's the best breeding facility I've ever used in my life. I refuse to go anywhere else. For instance, I will never forget the day that BABYFLO was going to need an embryo flushed, and I was in Redding, California, and I had to drive 2 days back to get to Curtis Graves and his amazing wife and daughter that helped me so much. So I don't mean to sound all cheesy. Curtis doesn't sponsor me either, but if you guys really want to know what I'm doing in my breeding program and behind the scenes, I've got good people that know better than me that help me out. I always preach to you guys to get a mentor and a coach, and this is just part of that. I've got the best in the business. So I appreciate you guys watching today. I hope that you're subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and click subscribe. Go ahead and turn that notification bell on, and don't forget to get your merch at shopthemerch.com. We have new stuff all the time. I'm excited for these Facebook auctions. If you're excited, give this a thumbs up. Put it down below in the comments exactly what your dream stallion would be. I would love to hear all about it. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and don't forget to count your blessings, drink your protein, and say thank you to Jesus.